Hello there, this is Yogi, and today we have another step of how to have hard conversations easily. And today's step is the keys to having started the conversations, how to start a hard conversation. Okay, we already talked about like becoming aware, accepting the situation that you might never actually be able to solve this. Then we are talking about today we are going to talk about how to start a difficult conversation. A lot of conversations don't happen, a lot of difficult conversations don't happen because people don't know how to start. And it doesn't mean those hard conversations are about criticism. They could even be about how to tell your dad how much you appreciate them. It's actually an uncomfortable conversation, but we don't know how to actually start that conversation. So we just don't do it. And a lot of time the difficulty is we want to prepare so much, we want to play out all the scenarios and what happens in all the scenarios, and we really get confused in our mind with all the possibilities. So here are 3 steps to having starting a difficult conversation. The first step is state the intention. Second is don't prepare. That's very counterintuitive, but don't prepare and take breaks. So what do I mean by intentions? We want to state the intention of why we want to have hard conversation. For example, you might say, hey, I want to talk about XYZ. I remember many years ago, I needed to have a hard conversation with my stepmother because there was a lot of tension in the house. And I just started by saying, my dad wants me to call you this, and I don't feel comfortable calling you this. Can we talk about that? I didn't have a solution in mind, but I just stepped into that hard conversation without knowing exactly what I wanted. It's also helpful to know what you want, but a lot of times, even if that is not clear, that can be co-created. You just want to state the intention about what you want from a hard conversation. Second is don't prepare. That's just a corollary of the 3A, because if we just keep preparing, we never actually have hard conversation many times. There's a wonderful book, Improv Wisdom. The subtitle of that book is Don't Prepare, Just Show Up. It's a wonderful book because a lot of times conversations are co-created between people. It's not like we play out all the scenarios, prepare, and we just, go deliver that and win an argument. That doesn't happen that way. If the conversation is between equals, there's a lot of co-creation going on. So don't prepare too much. A little bit of preparation is good, but don't prepare too much. It also means be ready to say, I don't know. Sometimes people might ask you a question that you don't know about, and it's okay to say, I don't know, as long as you're willing to learn. Second is, as part of not preparing, is don't fall into that logical trap where people say, oh, that's so irrational that you think that way. And if that keeps us from actually stating what we really want, or stating our intention, or stating what we are really thinking, a lot of times conversations are not about logical arguments. Many difficult conversations are about emotional charge and stating how you feel, stating what we are needing. It's not a lot of logical stuff going on. A lot of time, the difficulty of conversation is where one person thinks this should be logical, other person is being emotional, and accepting that part of us is emotional, and we bring that emotionality to the conversation also. If somebody shames you for you're not logical enough, then just letting them know that this is how you're feeling. I understand that might not seem logical, but this is where I am right now. Okay. So don't prepare, just show up. And the third key to starting hard conversations is to take breaks when you don't want to continue. A lot of times we think, I'll just go into a conversation, sort it out in 15 minutes, half an hour, I'll be done for life. That's not many conversations go. Conversations happen over a long period of time in small chunks. I mentioned in an earlier video, my difficult conversation with my dad about our relationship went on for 14 years. And I was willing to take breaks. But one thing you want to be careful about is don't walk out of the conversation. It's about taking a break, letting them know you want to continue later, and then having a estimate time for when the next segment would happen. Because otherwise, it's other person is in darkness, you don't know what you're thinking, is saying, hey, I'm not sure, I'm kind of tired right now, and I would like to continue next Monday or maybe tomorrow afternoon or something concrete. And then we can change it, we can reschedule that also, but having a concrete kind of estimated time for the next segment is very, very helpful. And then you can actually take break. You can think about it, you can clarify your mind when you're alone, and a lot of good stuff can happen in those breaks. Okay, so those are the three things we talked about. The three ways of starting hard conversation is state your intentions, don't prepare, just show up, and then take breaks whenever you need them or want them with the estimated time of the next segment. That's all for now. I would love to hear how you start hard conversations. What tips and tricks have you found helpful, or what insight you have found helpful in starting hard conversations? And if you found any of this helpful, I would love to hear back from you also here in comments or message me. I would love to have a deep conversation with you if you think that will be helpful for you to start a conversation that you have been avoiding for a long time. That's all for now. Take care and bye-bye.